swag.
This weekend is the start of Shamrock Ball. Yeah,
That's right.
Orfanos. I'm in full St. Patty's Day. Saw a couple bands over the weekend.
Yeah.
I met with Chris Rhodes. We saw Stevie, McVie. And guess what they do? A Fleetwood Mac tribute band. And then we saw Petty Union, which I've seen before. That's Ray Kirshner, who's the old keyboard player for the Mosquitos, is in Petty Union.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll send you a video.
When did you change keyboard players? I remember us talking about that a while ago. I think.
Well, Ray wanted to. I think he just was like traveling, and he was going to retire, and he just didn't want to be committed. So then he left. I don't know. I think it's been 3 years now. And then somehow he got hooked up with Petty Union. So I think there's 2 keyboard players for that band. I don't know if they switch off or how they do it. They're like backup to the backup.
Yeah.
And then now our most recent keyboard player, Greg Griffiths, he does travel a lot, and he wanted to really just be more of a backup. So that's what brings us to Dave, our new guy, Dave, is the keyboard player from Melancholy. So he's doing great. He's been learning all the material. We got our first gig this coming Sunday, Toadstool Pub, 2 p.m. So little Sunday fun day, and then I head out to Florida on Monday.
Oh.
So, yeah, I am going to attempt to load Zoom onto my cell phone. And if I can do it, I might be able to chime in on Monday's podcast.
You can do it, Mike. Come on now.
I think I can. You know what?
Yeah,
it's
overwhelming. Is it overwhelming?
Even with Google Sheets, I have a hard time.
Come on, man. You know what?
It's Rosie.
If you would do it and you got $100 bill, you would figure it out pretty damn quick.
I would, 100%. You got a $100 bill for me?
Rhodes!
That is one sweet looking hat you got there, Mike.
Hey, it's my pre-Shamrock Ball party hat.
You're not early or late.
It's made of the finest plastic.
I hope you got a matching suit for that thing.
There's some shit on it. It's on the backside. I think I found this on the ground somewhere. Anyway,
last year.
Oh, it's from a couple years ago.
Oh.
I got about 4 or 5 of these downstairs in my basement.
Did you get some corned beef and cabbage out of that thing? I
don't think I did.
No.
Got to be careful. Got to be careful with cabbage. Let me just throw it out there for all the people listening. You eat cabbage, you might get gas.
You want that pre-show, right? You don't want that.
If I'm going to eat that stuff, I ain't going out. Yeah. Nobody wants to be around me.
I'm one of those guys. I'm superstitious. I don't like to eat before a show just because I'm afraid I'm going to get like swimmer's stomach, How they used to say, don't go back into the pool until like 30 minutes after you eaten.
Well, you got to get your electrolytes and all.
I knew you would get it. I knew you'd get it out. Hey, Beth. What?
Beth.
What? Beth is joining us today?
Give me an E. Give me a the.
If I could figure out how to unmute, I think I'm getting there.
Well, you're unmuted. You're just not available.
There you go.
Hey, there you are.
Minute. I got a question. Are you in your house or are you in Heather's house?
I'm in my house. I got my drums.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Look at that.
Right next to the bed where they belong.
Yeah. Weird. Strange.
But yeah, I'm not staying. I just wanted to pop on real quick in the beginning and tell you guys thanks for making my birthday so awesome.
Yeah. How was the birthday? Tell us about
Happy birthday. Tell us all about it, Beth.
Man, it was really fun. I love, as you guys know, I love the broken oar. So, it had like 35 people show up. Um, I've just so many messages, birthday wishes. I'm trying to respond to each and every one of them. And then my best friend Paulie flew in from Arizona to surprise me, so that stunned me. She showed up at the Broken Oar from Phoenix, and
Yes.
then wrapped up the weekend with Pino Farina band at the Broken Oar yesterday. Yeah, baby.
Look at that. You got the shirt.
Nice.
Nice.
It
Very
was packed. Pino and the boys can pack that place.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Dan Dillon.
DD.
Wow. Do we have the whole band coming on?
This is my time to jump off. I want to thank David Eakins for making this happen last minute. Rumor has it's been on my wish list, so
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna
David.
hop off. Love
Are
you
you
guys.
gonna go to the show on Saturday?
Yes, absolutely. I will see you boys there. Catch you after the show.
All
Sounds
right.
good. See you, Beth.
See you later.
Bye,
Hey,
guys.
Beth,
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
and many more.
So we got David, we got
Yep.
Dan, we got Joey Jojo.
Oh,
I wonder if he's from the
Shabooboo.
city. I knew a Joey Jojo. Oh, we got Devona. We got
Yeah,
the
I think
whole
everyone's getting on. A few of us will be on video. A couple will be on mic only.
okay.
Perfect.
We have Dan Dillon somewhere.
I'm here. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah,
We
we
can
can
hear
hear you.
Hi,
Uh,
Dan.
Where's my beautiful face?
Here,
I don't know. Can't see it.
hey.
What's up, Joey?
How's it going?
Does anybody
Good,
know
how are you,
anybody
sir?
here?
Oh, kind of.
Hi, I'm Pete.
How's it going?
This is Bongo Mike,
How you doing?
Chris Rhodes.
Think I'm.
I know that guy.
We hear
That
you,
sounds
but we
bad.
don't
Never
see
mind.
you.
Well, rumor has it we have a different guest today. Do you see what I did there?
Yeah, that was cute.
I get what you did there.
You could have laughed a little bit more.
I was waiting for Dan to do the rim shot, but he missed it. One of the drummers should have done some kind of rim shot there.
I wasn't gonna go anywhere near it, David.
All right, rumor has it. Who wants to introduce yourselves since nobody knows anybody here?
I will introduce. I'm David Eakins. The band kind of started with me years ago. We'll probably get into some of that, and then you got Joe Buchberger, Devo,
Joey
Dawson.
Jojo.
Everyone knows Devo. Dan Dillon, and then Keith Colgrove will be jumping on here, our keyboard player. So
Oh,
that's
perfect.
that is rumor has it.
How long you guys been around?
So this iteration of the band's been around roughly 14 years. I started this band in '94 as an all original band with different players, and then it
Almost
morphed into
15
a
years, Dave.
15.
Almost 15. It'll be 15 next month for me.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I'm so old I can't remember how long ago we got together.
So how did the originals work out?
Good. We did a good run. Had some people that played around the scene extensively back then. Robbie Pedraza, who's in a Heart tribute band right now. Dominic Palmisano, Mark Chorus. We did well, and then family stuff got in the way, and we all disbanded and took care of family. And then a few years later, I reformed it as a cover band in my neighborhood, actually, just for fun. And it kind of built from there. And was it 2011, Devo, with it? 2010? When you got
2010,
it?
I jumped in.
We got Dan Dillon's video on.
I'm good now.
You're
Me
good,
and
man.
my
We
me
see
and
you.
my
A
me and
duck.
my Jeep ducks. This is you know
Awesome.
the story with ducks. They people put these ducks on your Jeep, and to say you got a nice Jeep, and that's like my Minecraft Jeep. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, and I give them out. I gave one out today.
Nice.
I know that's everything you guys want to know. So
Dan, I've seen you around at the Coterri stuff, right?
sure, I introduced myself to you at Sundance a long time ago.
That's right. So
Yeah, when you and Beth were hanging out.
so Dan, are you percussions or are you drums?
I am a drummer.
He froze.
Looking for another drummer, Chris Rhodes. Are you available?
I bought my own shaker.
Dave, who else you got? Joey Jojo. I love Joey Jojo. You're not from
Joey
the city,
Jojo.
are you, Joey Jojo?
Say again?
Are you from the city of Chicago at all?
Well, I work in Chicago, but originally Schaumburg, but now I live in Bartlett. So yeah, just from the Chicago land. Yep, lived in Schaumburg for about 30 some years. Met my wife and then moved out to lived with her in Chicago for a little bit, and then we moved out to Roselle, and then finally we're settled in Bartlett here. So, but we're doing good. Got 2 boys.
He's a football dad.
Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
Nice.
The base.
Did you hear me, Joe? You're a football dad.
Yeah, my boys are deep into football right now. They're kicking some butt, and they love it, and very proud of them. Very proud of them.
Yeah,
Good.
great.
Get that ride, man.
be
Devo,
proud.
you go by Devo or Devona?
Everybody in the music scene knows me as Devo. Devana's too many syllables for musicians.
So I call you Devona?
Thankfully, there's no musicians on this
That's
call.
great.
Only if we're mad at you, we call you Devona.
Right.
It's like my
Daniel.
mom, when I was in trouble, she called me Daniel. I knew I was in trouble then.
Yeah.
Devo, you are obviously the lead singer. How long have you been the lead singer there?
So it'll be 15 years next
Oh.
month. I jumped in 2010. So I knew Joe already from being just around the music scene and going out to see Seventh Heaven and Modern Day Romeos and all those bands. And I knew Dave. And just it kind of, the stars aligned at that time. Dave was getting the band back active again, and their singer at the time was leaving, and Joe said, I know somebody.
Welcome to the jungle.
And I said, where are we going and why am I in this handbasket? And here we are.
And then we have Keith. Who's Keith?
He's our keyboard player and our beer getter.
And everything else.
What a title.
Awesome.
You guys are pretty good with the videos. I saw some of the stuff that you guys put up there. What are some of the shows that you recently played so we can clue people?
We play all over. We took a little hiatus in December, January, but the big video that we just did the shoot of was at the Vixen. We played with Millhouse and Pino Farina band. Did a video shoot there and a photo shoot. We got Broken Oar coming up on Saturday, late afternoon. I was Beyond the Blonde and Hairbangers Ball. Yeah, we've been everywhere. We typically look forward to the summer schedule. We like the outdoor shows. We do a lot of Broken Oar, Captain's Quarters, Blarney Island, Hideaway Brew Garden. I mean, you name it. I'd like to stay away from the indoors in the summer, and we do limited shows in the winter just because everyone kind of takes vacations. And
So what's the genre that you guys do?
I mean, we do everything from Pink to Guns N' Roses to MTV era stuff. Hence
Yeah.
the
Eminem.
shirt. Eminem. Country. We're doing some country tunes. Nothing we won't do, and we typically do it our own way. So we don't copy. We cover and we butcher it and make it sound good for us and put it on stage. And I'm not smart enough to copy tunes, so I figure out my own way. So.
What's the difference between copy and cover?
Well, copy, you're doing an exact. Cover,
Yeah.
you're doing your version.
Yeah.
It's like your tribute bands are like note for note. Some of them dress like the bands that they play. We put our own spin on it.
Yeah, tribute bands copy, and Joe Cocker covers.
There you go.
That's your number one
Analogy right there.
cover artist right there, Joe Cocker.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Who did the videos for you guys?
That's a company called 4100 Productions. They were a friend of one of the other bands. I don't really know them that well, but they were awesome guys. And then we had Jim Kenobi doing the photo shoot, the stills.
Yeah.
He's everywhere now. Great artist. Love the guy. I had him even shoot my wedding last year too. So yeah, so we, when that show came up, we lined up who we could, because it's the kind of the best stage out there for lighting and vantage points for photographers. So and back in was it late summer, early fall, we did a regular photo shoot as well. We had Kenobi do that one as well. And we did that at Sohop Brewery. We kind of took pictures all over there, and those came out awesome. So those are all over all of our show ads and whatnot. So trying to really ramp up promotions. We kind of let that go for a while, just kept booking them playing, and we're trying to get into some new territory, weddings and corporate gigs and whatnot. So we're getting a lot of promotion together this year.
The putting the videos together, I mean, that's he's swag too, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Dan had these made for everyone in the band.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Put our name on the other side. So
Oh.
now you don't forget who I am is why you did
That's
that.
it. It's too late in the night. You won't forget whose glass that is.
There you go.
Devo's got a lot of bling on hers.
That's right.
So putting the videos together, I mean, that's a necessary thing, right? I mean, you can get by with phone videos, for so long, but eventually you got to, put a little sizzle reel together, right? How'd that all go down? How'd you know what to put in there? Or you just filmed?
Well, they filmed the whole show. They did sound right off the board, which, our sound guy, Don Rowley, is awesome. So the mix was excellent. They put it together for us. I didn't even pick the songs. When they sent me the first treatment, I asked them to change out one song, and they're actually doing 3 more for us as we speak. So we got 2. That was, I think, a minute 38 was the one that you guys have seen that I put out there, and has been kind of shared around. And there's 2 15-second sizzle reels coming out. I'm getting proofs of those probably in my inbox right now. So we're going to continue it was a 90-minute set, so we're going to get as much video off of that as we can and create buzz with that. So this production company just did a great job of picking the scenes. Their slow-mo treatment was awesome. I had no idea what to expect. I just handed them a bunch of money and said, go for it, So
sound like the government.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, except these guys actually worked and did a good job, right?
So what is the ideal time? I mean, you said 15 seconds. Some people say 30, 90, 60. Like what are you sold on?
Well, I think, and Devo would know more about this. I'm only on Facebook out there, but like the TikTok and Instagram and all that, you want shorter videos.
Yep.
The attention span is small. People are flipping through. So the long reel that's out there is really more for promotional that you would send out to a booking agent or someone like that.
So what would be a long reel then, Devo?
A long reel is probably bordering on 30 seconds, like 20, 30 seconds. That's like, because people
For
are
social media.
scrolling. And if it doesn't catch their attention, I know, especially me, if it doesn't catch my attention in those first 2-3 seconds, it's just like shopping in the store. That's what I do for a living is, corporate retail. So it's like, you've got 3 seconds to catch that customer's attention, 2 seconds really these days.
So what is there a magic formula? Is TikTok back now? It went away and it came back. Where are you getting your traffic from?
Audience base, the age that they're at, they're mostly Facebook people. So that's kind of where we focus. I usually will also post up on our Instagram, our TikTok, but our audience age, they are Facebook people for sure. That's where they're going to go and look for where's our next show? Where's a photo? What can I share? There's a few younger people that come out to our shows, and some of them will be like, hey, do you guys have an Instagram? I'm like, yeah, here it is. Or a TikTok, but I would say 95% of our draw that on that Facebook, baby.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. Old people like Dan.
I know.
You're the oldest guy in the band.
I am, but I'm still multitasking.
Continue,
the short videos are on purpose to start putting more content out on TikTok and Instagram. We need to do more of that and spread the audience around. We're having the website redone. Web traffic's difficult these days with social media, but it's a good place when people click on it. So we're having that professionally redone right now. Again, another thing that was great 14 years ago, and now, none of us look like the pictures on that site anymore. So.
You talking about MySpace?
Yeah,
exactly.
Wow.
AOL.
Throwback Monday.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean there's some bands that are trying to figure out how to get their stuff going. You just invested in your video. Just curious, a band that wants to get going. Part of the problem is you got to call up the club owner or the booking agent and say, hey, the name of my band is and I do this. Like, what is your elevator pitch when you call up a club owner? How do you guys describe yourselves? I'll take whoever is making the phone calls.
Recently, it's gotten easier because more people know us out of the box. So, when I first got in the band 14, 15 years ago, Dave and I would basically go out bar hopping and, go talk to owners, meet people and go, hey, this is who we are and this is, what we do and, give us a shot. And, then it was, there was a lot of negotiating cost. Hey, we'll come down. We'll be a little cheaper because you've never seen us before, so we'll get our foot in the door and then see what you think our value is after that and kind of go that direction. Because money talks, but nowadays it's a little, like I said, it's a little different because now people know you and it's just a little easier conversation, and that's part of the promo. It's let's let the promo do the talking for us. But back in the day, it was a lot of, I want to say begging for a slot.
No, begging's the right word.
Yeah, it is. Well, we had a CD back then of some songs that we recorded. We did a little one pager, had some examples of what we did, and we'd go out and go meet the bar owners or booking agents in person. And I mean, that's what I grew up on that. I grew up in in the 80s doing this stuff at going to the Thirsty Whale and Rusty Nail and all those places. Same thing, man. Cassettes and really
8
bad
tracks.
copies of things. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's hard to carry reel to reels into a club, but
For a venue that you haven't played before, do you send an email first and follow up with a phone call? And on that email, you have your links. Like, what do you guys do? How do you get into a place that you haven't played before?
I think that's probably the most common way is you have a link to a contact at a venue, and then you send them some information. We kind of know what they want to see, the clubs you've played. They always ask for what your draw is, and that's a whole nother conversation.
Lie.
With a lot of bands lie, and it burns them later on, right?
Yeah.
So, that's why Keith was talking about the negotiating price. It's like, I'm not going to kid myself if I've never been somewhere what I'm going to draw there, right? I don't do this for a living, so but yeah, you make contact and send them the materials, and a lot of times it's a reply back with an email or a phone call, and where are you playing next? Some people will come out and see us. Over the last 5, 6, 7 years, we're so known. It's name recognition at this point. So
I would say also going back to the videos, is it's important what kind of videos you post for bars. They want to see people having fun. They don't want to see a video of the band and then when they pan back, there's nobody there. It doesn't matter how much the band, how good they are. If there's nobody coming, the Bears want to see that too. So I think we're really good about posting things that show that. And we're fortunate to have people that come out to our shows. So just going back to the video, that's something I think is really, really important. We do a pretty good job at that.
For the bands that are out there, you're trying to get into a new place. I mean, I heard the corporate gigs and the weddings, that's the stuff you want. That's low maintenance, high pay.
Yep.
Don't have to deal with the crap. That's genius. You got any thoughts on gig salad or the bash or anything? Have you guys tried anything like that to get some leads in where you have to pay up to get some traffic?
no, we haven't. We've typically gone through some known local managers or agents. That's
Joey
kind of been.
DeMarco.
Yeah, DeMarco's been our main guy for years. We've had his contact info up on our website, and he's been the main point of contact. And then if we don't go through him, we just use him for contracts. So we pay him a contract fee. So he helps us, keep it real with these clubs or venues that he doesn't handle. So it's a good relationship with him, and it's years and years and years of forging trust and being consistent. So that's another thing for bands trying to book themselves is align yourself and be truthful and be consistent. It's a tough game out there, but nobody wants to deal with someone who's hard to deal with.
Is Joey the only promoter that you guys use, or do you use other promoters?
We don't really say we use a promoter. We're just using him to book. So he'll help us to other places. He'll find us wedding gigs, or a few balls here and there. We mainly use him for the clubs that he handles. So that was kind of how it all started with him. He had every club that we wanted to play, so we had to get into his stable. And we've used some others. I've done some stuff through Double D, Dave Enslin. But it always ends up back with Joey. Even Dave told me we were doing some things at like Joe's Live in Bub City, and they both booked the place. And he's like, just keep going through Joey. There's no reason to change that relationship. It just confuses the owners, right? So we've been pretty steady with that, and very fortunate, and have gotten a very solid footing and good repeat gigs. And every year we add on some good new ones. So we're not the 200 show a year kind of band. We like to support the music scene as much as we like to play in it. So when I'm not playing, I'm going out to see bands. I speak for all of us in that, except for Joe, because he's always at football games with his kids. So, there's that work thing.
Does everybody practice at your place, Dave?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the band cave right now. Yes.
The Love Palace.
The Love Palace, as it's called. It's my guitar collection and band rehearsal spot. It's a really nice space to rehearse in.
Any tips setting up a practice space?
Get electric drums.
Bottle of wine for the wife.
Yes. Get electric drums.
Get electric drums, monitors, and keep the volume down. You're going to be better off for it in the end. They're just out of view here, but we have a real small, low price electric drum kit that Dan brought over. It's just made everything so much easier to deal with in the space. The whole thing's soundproofed. The neighbors can't hear it, but Keith was standing right next to the cymbals and would walk out of practice every week deaf. So and then you get fatigued. So we've learned that we put 4 really good monitors on the floor and electric drums, and we mix all the instruments through it just like a show, and it's much better, so much better. After years of losing my hearing and getting headaches, this is the best situation. Especially for Devo. I mean, she sings 95% of what we're doing, and when she has to scream over everything at practice, it just makes it miserable. So it's a good, that's my biggest recommendation is practice quiet, play loud live.
How'd you guys come up with the set list? I mean, Devo, you're banging out Guns N' Roses. How the hell did that happen? How'd you guys decide the songs?
Are you saying that I don't look like Axl Rose? What are you
Well, did I post?
Like uncanny spitting dick.
It's a reasonable facsimile.
Image.
Maybe take off the glasses.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Put the bandana a little bit down, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Dead ringer.
I always tell people, they're like, oh, what do you guys play? Because they're looking at me and they're looking at the rest of the band and they're like, one of these things is not like the others. So if they've never seen us before, I tell them, we play everything from the 60s to what's on the radio now. We do dance, we do rock, pop, disco. We're that band that people are like, oh my God, wow, you guys actually do play a little bit of everything, country. We've got some of that going on, everything. And we do it, what we call our mashups. So, we take different songs, put them together. These guys figure out, chords, and we'll sit around and okay, we're working on a new thing now that we're probably going to debut on Saturday. So,
What's that?
Well,
You got to come to the show.
Yeah. We told you we'd have to
It's
tell
in the
you.
secret lab still right now.
That's a secret.
We'll just say it's 80s synth pop, right? We'll just leave it at that.
Sure.
Oh, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
It's a
There you go.
mashup of some fun tunes. Yeah.
How many songs total in your repertoire?
Hundreds.
Just laugh.
Good ton.
Let's go more
Dillon.
like probably about 5.5 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, we put a set list. So like a broken oar, this week we'll do 2 hours straight through. typically you're doing 3 hours of music. We'll have 3 sets, and then we have probably another set and a half to 2 sets of extras on a sheet that's on stage at all times, because we audible a lot. We look at the crowd. Devo and I, in particular, will pay attention to who's reacting to what, and then we'll just start audibling songs. If we're not getting the reaction from the set list, it changes on the fly.
Yep.
We are not married to it.
What are you looking for? Like the phones going up, recording, or
People at least at minimum bopping in their seats,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Front to back.
Yeah,
Are they paying
absolutely.
attention and heads moving, right?
Yeah.
And you want them up and dancing and up by the stage, but the reality of it is if they're being entertained and they're buying drinks and they're turning around watching what's going on and bopping their heads, that's
That's all
success.
that matters.
They don't have to be upset up at the front of the stage.
they can't be
dancing
sober.
around.
That's the problem, isn't it? You don't.
Right. Well,
Does make it
and
more
that's why I
difficult
said
if they're sober.
we pay attention to if they're drinking. Like
Yeah.
literally, we'll
Yeah.
look out there and go, are they engaged in this club tonight? Because that's what our job is.
Yeah.
Our job is to get them drinking and have fun. And so we watch that closely, and we'll modify set lists. We put a bunch of stuff in the set list for a while. And we're like, we'll never play that again, So it goes on like we have an acoustic version of the band, and then some of the stuff will go on the acoustic version, and it goes over better that way. But yeah, it's just awareness of the audience.
Chris and Bongo Mike will agree. Like, I think I've got the best seat in the house. And like Dave said, like, just because they're not dancing doesn't mean they're not loving it. A lot of people just don't dance, but if they're singing along in their seats and, pound the fist and all that type of stuff, you can see their reaction. So it's kind of fun.
And you
guys, go ahead.
also get the reaction when the song is over. You can usually tell by the type of applause you get. It's funny because the Mosquitos do a very similar thing to what Rumor Hazit does. We're all over the map. We're 60s, 70s, 80s, current. And sometimes you put a song in the set list and you played it at practice, you worked on it, it sounded great. You roll it out in front of an audience and it gets done, and you're like, that is never getting played again.
Never play that again. Absolutely.
We couldn't even make it to the acoustic set. It just gets pushed out, It happens.
That's true.
And then we, a lot of times, I'll tell these guys, hey, this song is really hitting for the summer. Like, we got to learn this song now for summertime shows, because I know, like, what's this new hot song that people are going to want to get up and dance to? What's going to get the ladies up on the dance floor? And they're like, I don't know, I haven't even heard this song. I'm like, it doesn't matter if you've heard it.
It doesn't matter at all.
What's the new hot song? What's the new one? What is the new hot song?
That's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
Not gonna give it away. Not gonna tell us.
I don't know if it's that time yet. Is it, Devo? Might not be that time yet.
We're getting there. We'll be getting there soon. Yeah.
Well, it's festival booking time. I mean, it's already past it, but any festivals coming up that you guys are going to be in?
No, not this year. I don't think we have any fests lined up. It's one thing we want to do them.
Pain in the ass.
We probably end up in Huntley Fall Fest. We did that last year. That's one of the reasons for the promo material is I want to get a few more of those in the mix. But again, I don't want to be the noon band at a festival. I'd rather play a club that night than be the noon band at a fest.
What are you talking about? You want to be the $2,500 band that's playing the wedding and do 50 minutes if you can.
Yeah. I mean, we got some out of state gigs last year that were just really lucrative and fun. And, so I'm looking for those types of things. And, I talk to DeMarco about it all the time, and he says he does some, and he can get us in some, but it's just not, it's a difficult thing. There's a handful of bands that everybody wants in those festivals, and otherwise you're playing really early and there's no people there. So what benefit is it to you? So
David, where are you guys playing coming up though?
We got, like I said, we have another Oars show on Memorial Day weekend. We have Blarney Island coming up in early June. Again, I'm waiting to lock down. I have a meeting with Joey on Thursday to lock down all the summer dates to confirm them. So we have Old Republic coming up. We'll have one probably in April and one in the summer. Again, we're about up 3 or 4 days away from throwing the whole summer schedule out there. So I just don't want to throw too many dates out there because they always change when I get on the phone with Joey. So he goes, "Oh, I put you here instead of here," and that kind of thing. So throwing some dates out to Rock House with Bob Koza, trying to get in a couple of things there. We'll probably be at Mickey Finn's.
How do you guys like that Hideaway Brew Garden? I've yet to go out to that place.
It's 5 minutes from my house. I love it.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Peter,
Best gig ever.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What are you talking about?
It's up in Hoffman Estates, right near the Sears Center or whatever they call it now.
Okay.
Now Arena, a little outdoor gig. They got big box containers that they turn into where they serve beer and they serve food, and you go in there and it's just sitting outside on a hill. It's pretty cool.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, they have
cool
themes,
place.
they have trailers that they have set up out there in different themes, like Friends or whatever, and
Barbie.
you can rent them as you can rent them as a group, and then the sound is really good. Picnic tables and trees everywhere. It's a very cool venue. We did really well there last year and got invited back, so that hopefully is a new staple on the roster.
How do you feel about electric drums?
Well, I'll say this: Dan is one of my good friends and probably one of my favorite drummers. We have a lot of conversations, and we work through stuff together, all that kind of stuff. So, love you, brother. That's
Love you too, man.
And we got to hang out with them on Saturday.
You're in. It's a village, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very tight. The drummer circle's pretty tight.
Yeah, I tell all the Barno.
Yeah.
Every time I see Bobby or Bonnie or anybody, it's a joke. We all travel in packs. It's like drummer packs of people.
Then
It'd
why
be
doesn't
like
nobody
4
help you
or 5
guys load the stuff in and or out?
What's that?
They help each other.
Yeah.
Nobody
we
helps
really
the
do.
drummer out. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've got to disagree with you. Like I'll get some help, not like breaking down my stuff. If people can grab a bag and just bring it by my Jeep, that is so helpful.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times, especially when you're the middle band and you got to get off the stage fast, I think we've all gone at whatever stage, we just show up and start taking our buddies' drums off because we know that's a stressful time.
It is.
So,
we all
as
help
far as
each other.
as far as electric drums are concerned, I've been very fortunate to get a pretty good set, and one that has individual outs for our sound guy, and we've done a lot with that, and we've been really, really pleased when we use that and what we get out of it. So it doesn't really matter to me. Whatever's the best sound for the band and the venue is what's important to me. So that's the way I think it should be done.
Do you guys have an inventory list, or you just know what's in the back of your mind? Because like you said, it's if you're an opener, you're okay. If you're closing, you're okay. It's that middle one where it's a shit show that you got a 2-minute turnaround. Let's go get that stuff out. Oh man, I forgot my guitar stand. You got any advice for the newbies out there that somehow got to be the middle band, how to keep track of your crap?
As a drummer, you got to start.
Possible.
Yeah, as a drummer, you just got to start setting up half an hour before that first band's done out there in the parking lot or wherever they give you, and so you're not scrambling doing that type of stuff. That's the only thing from my vantage point.
We've simplified everything. We don't use any amplifiers on stage. It's all modelers. So everything's labeled. We have bins set up. All the snakes, cables, and all that stay with our PA system. Whether we're using our system or not, they all kind of go to the same place at the end of the night. And then, for me, I've got a backpack with 2 guitars in it and a Helix and a roller case. And that's all I have. So it's simplifying. There's no more 412 cabinets and Marshall heads and effects, boards and all that. So it's really simplifying. The technology's great. And out front, 99.9% of the people aren't going to notice that you had a modeler or a Marshall. They really don't. The fans just want to hear good music. And I learned that I have so much crap in my basement now, so that I used to use on stage, and I look at it, go, this stuff will never leave the basement without a mover doing it for me. So
Bongo Mike, Mosquitos has like 40 people in that band. How do you guys do it?
Man, I got it's a system. And like Dan and Chris, had alluded to, sometimes these guys are at our shows and they know that when we got to get off stage, they're right there. And even if it's just picking something up and taking it to the car, it really helps out a lot. But yeah, we can break down real quick. Setting up takes a little longer, but breaking the stuff down and getting off stage.
Get out of another way. Yeah.
Minutes. Yeah.
I did a show like a month ago, and I think it was Dan, Jim, and I think it was you, Bongo Mike. I think you guys had me off the stage like in a NASCAR race, man. I was in totally torn down and off the stage, and like the guitar players were still winding up cables. So
Pit crew. It's a pit crew.
It's like a pit crew. Yeah. I mean, you know what has to come off stage. Everyone has their own, especially drummers, have their own way of breaking down their stands and getting them, into the cases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a process.
It's
like, a conscious choice too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know when Dan was helping me, he's like, well, where do you want this? And, that's one thing we always ask one another. We'll start helping pack up and stuff, but, just a little bit of direction on what goes where. It's guitar players that are sensitive about don't touch my rig.
Oh,
My pedals.
never.
My pedals.
My pedals.
String instrument, do not touch.
What about the
Joe's
opening band that is kind of new and they play 3 or 4 songs past what they should, and then they do an encore? You got any thoughts on that?
Don't do that.
That's good advice.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because
Don't do
I
that.
will come on stage, and you don't want that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, with us, it's not happened. We keep people cognizant of the time. I've seen,
Why are we
I was at the
carrying
Orr
around
one
rotten
night.
tomatoes?
Yes,
Throwing them at him.
to throw at Keith while we're playing. I've watched at the Orr. I watched Bonnie run off of a pontoon boat one time, and the band played past her hard limit, and she just ran off the boat. She was out in the river. She comes running off the boat. It's like, boom, shut down. You can't go past midnight or 11:59, and the band was at 12:05. And people don't realize that these club owners have strict rules of sound, and you got to respect it. And so we keep time on stage, and if another band's playing, we're watching them and making sure they're doing the same. So fortunately, again, we're in a lot of good places where it's well run. The club owners, the sound men, the bands, everyone knows what they're doing. So, but yeah,
It's a respect thing too. I mean, when you're up there, you're a professional, and you're not going to go over your time slot if the other band's got to get up there. You're mindful of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other thing is these guys have a 2-hour set and they go straight through. Just like doesn't Bonnie have that sign up that says that don't do any breaks? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Breaks kill crowds.
Yeah.
Breaks kill crowds. Well, yeah, and she's right. I mean, you watch what happens the minute you stop. At least 20% of the people are leaving the venue, depending on what time it is.
Yeah.
And what the event is. I mean, Saturday is going to be first weekend of the St. Patty's Shamrockers ball, but it kills crowds.
Nice.
And she shortened the breaks and contracts too, because she's seeing the effect on the club, and do shorter sets and shorter breaks and keep it moving.
You have a good position too on Saturday because you're the first ones up, and you know how it gets for the Shamrockers ball. The people are going to be out in full force. So you guys get to kick off the party.
Yeah, we typically do the middle slot for the Orr stuff. This one we're doing the first, which is, I'm actually happy because we just talked about setting up, right?
Yeah.
We can set up, we can sound check. We're not in a big hurry. We're relaxed when we go up. And otherwise, if you're that middle band, you're stressed on both ends of that. We just did that at the turkey ball and in the fall there. It's stressful. It's a good, it's a good time, but now all your stuff is scattered all over the place. You got 10 minutes to strike the stage and give the other band a minute to set up, right?
If it's possible for drummers to share stuff, like if I'm the last band to something, I'll always reach out and say, hey, if you want to use my drums, I'm going to be there backliner. And other people have done that when we played with Modern Day Romeos. He let me use his stuff. Like that was super, super important. It makes it go so much easier.
Yeah, we did that at Vixen actually with Pino and Millhouse.
Absolutely. I'll use my stuff.
They were like 15-minute changeovers from band to band. It was so smooth.
I was going to say, using a house drum, how much does that affect the turnover?
A ton.
Like you said, 15 minutes. Like how much is a normal turnover if you're in the middle getting the thing,
half hour.
Half hour.
Half hour. I'm just, maybe 20 to half hour. Because, even if you got help, you got to drag something off and you got to put the other one on and
sound guy.
You got to remic it. You got to remic the drums.
You could bring your cymbbals, right? But just keep the.
We do generally. If you share a kit, sometimes you'll bring a snare drum, right? You bring cymbals. We even gotten to a point where we bring our own thrones because sometimes going that up and down is a hassle too. So if that's all you got to bring, that's piece of cake. Right. That's why I said that for you, Chris. I said that for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy.
It was a good idea. It worked.
It did.
And then you don't have to, adjust the snare drum up and down. That probably didn't look good when I was doing
No, not good.
Or maybe it did.
We knew what you were doing.
Start moaning,
That's drum. And that's drummer hand gestures.
Yeah, right. But Dan, or we're talking about, we try not to adjust the other person's kit too much. We try to have respect for that, and and obviously we're not going to go up there and beat the hell out of it either. No,
right.
We'll actually figure out what, depending on who we're playing with, we actually might change what we're going to bring. Actually,
right. There has been some adjustments to that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Last thing on my list for advice for bands. What are your thoughts on merch? What do you guys do for merch?
Boy, it's a sore subject.
Yes.
I'm actually working on getting the store up and running right now. We'll have merch, but then you can actually go to a website, and if you want to get something that, like the, couple different styles of t-shirt, we're going to have on hand. If you want to get a sweatshirt or hats or, pretty much anything.
Yeah, we typically do koozies as our biggest thing. People love them in the summer, and we do so many summer shows. So Keith will order up.
Away.
We give them away. Yeah, we don't sell them. He'll order up probably 1,500 a summer that we'll give out over the course of the summer. And otherwise, we got a lot of requests for T-shirts, and so we're, and hats. So we're starting. That's why Keith's setting up the store. We just got to do it. It's part of the videos and everything else we're doing. We got to soak the money into it and go. And, as long as we generate money to replenish, that's all I care about.
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, just to be able to pay for it, or even a little bit of a loss on it on merch.
Yeah, if it takes off, we'll absolutely do more of it. But we just haven't done it, and the koozies have done well as far as people wanting more. We see them everywhere. It's nice. I go in someone's house and there's a Rumor Hazit koozie. I'm like, where'd you get that? Oh, somebody, says you're at a show or whatever. So it's kind of cool.
Somebody will post it on Facebook that they're someplace, but they're using a Rumor Hazit koozie. It's pretty cool.
It's usually me. And when I'm
it's usually you. Yeah.
So how are you guys going to, it's going to all be online. Are you going to have a table at the stage? Are you going to have to deal with that crap or? None of that. All right.
We'll probably do a little of that though.
Yeah.
Because we are going to wind up having when with the store we're going through, we'll have some on-site merch.
Yeah.
So we'll have like that, and then but beyond that, most of it'll still be online. So
yeah, it's like advertising, right?
I bring it up because it's a sore spot with every band. Everybody says, let's do merch. Then when it comes down to selling it, designing it, storing it, transacting it, it's a pain in the ass.
Somebody's got to man the booth too, right? I mean, if you have
right
bringing stuff to a show, whether it's shirts or whatever, somebody's got to be there collecting the money and handing out the shirts.
Oh no, Bongo Mike, just hire a kid to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd the kid go?
I did it.
I sense there's an inside joke there.
No inside joke, just inside joke.
We would have Keith do it while he's going to get beer. He can sell the T-shirts too.
That's right. Right. Years ago, get one of the square things so we can take credit cards and stuff like that, which makes it easier because who carries cash on them, nowadays.
Yeah.
Now, if we only had something to charge him for, it'd be great.
Yeah, right.
The dump bombs.
Well, it's
There we go. I got the rim shot. Finally.
There you go.
oh,
Hello.
I think Chris and I are going to go to the Broken Oar on Saturday.
That's the plan.
We're going to go check out
Thank
Little
you.
Rumor Hazit.
Gotta wear that hat.
To support the band. I was going there before I even knew that they were on tonight.
See? And then we can hang out and party when we're done.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the plan. It is a
Great lineup Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I was there last year, and I think rumor has it, I think you guys were second. I think it was like Libido Funk Circus, and I think you guys were second. I think that's what I saw there last year when I went to Shamrock Ball. And I didn't
play
make
the
it.
first weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't make it to the third. By the time the third band was on, I think I crawled out of there.
I wasn't there at all last year. I was sick, so we had to have some subs on vocals. So and St. Patrick's Day is my favorite. So my goal has been to not get the ick before this show. So
don't get sick. Sunday I have the Mosquitos are playing at Toadstool Pub. Little Sunday fun day, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., something like that. And that'll be fun. We got our new keyboard player playing the first gig with us, so that'll be
all right.
That'll be good. And Chris Rhodes may be our backup drummer for that.
Oh, Rhodes it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else in like 4 other bands that they want to promote their shows or?
Dan?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Rumor has it. Thank you for coming over, hanging out with us. Totally appreciate it. Know a little bit more about you guys, and
thanks for having us, man.
We appreciate you having us.
I know what you're going to do with all the dozen people that are going to check this show out, but
twice as many that come to our shows. So there you go. We have a chance. We have a chance to double our crowd now.
Yeah,
we can get to double digits. That's awesome.
That's it.
Dave,
it's
Devo,
easy.
Bongo, Mike, Rhodesy, Keith, Dan, Joey, JoJo, Shabadoo with his 4 flip phones going. Thanks for showing up, guys.
Thanks,
Pete.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.